More of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back, hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. Great show going today with Captain Aaron Remy of the Searcher, talking fishing, talking long-range local fishing, and giving away a great prize this morning, too.
You're not kidding. How about that? I mean, you want to talk about a great season. The San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing, just, again, fishing offshore, three-quarter day, it blows me away. It blows me away those guys can make that kind of catch all the time in such a short period of time. Great tuna, great Dorado, and somebody's going to get a chance to go do that. We're giving away a spot on the San Diego three-quarter day trip at a C4 Sport Fishing at the end of the show today. If you want to get your chance to win that great prize, or much better yet, get your chance to talk to Captain Aaron of the Searcher. Lots of great information going on today. Really, really fun show. If you want to get your shot to call in and talk about the Searcher, two ways that you can do that. First is our local line, which is 858 area code 457 1090. Again, 858-457-1090, or toll free at 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. That's your chance to get through. And as promised, it's time for the catch report today. That great fishdope.com report, sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Summer fishing means it's time to call Fisherman's Processing. And if you're on a private boat, call them the day before you go to make arrangements to drop the fish off at Fisherman's Processing. They have so many great opportunities for you, whether you go right to the dock, whether you use the after-hours slush bins, whether you drive right up and you see Sean and Rosie when they're there and trading your fish for those great tuna burgers. Made tuna burgers the other night. It is so easy. If you're a guy that's like me, it's pretty lame behind the grill. It is just the epitome of ease to do those tuna burgers. They're awesome. Really cool.
Delicious.
So much great stuff going on at Fisherman's Processing. And if you want more information, you can friend them on Facebook at Fisherman's Processing, or for more details, check fishermansprocessing.com.
Let's head up to Whalers Cove Lodge. Our buddy John's on the line. Good morning, John.
Well, good morning, Pete. First, I want to say hi to Captain Aaron. I've fished with him 7 or 8 times, so it's a great boat to fish on. But anyway, here at Whalers Cove Lodge, the freshwater fishing has been fantastic. In fact, we had a group go up yesterday, and we had a guy fly fishing, and he caught a whole bunch of coho on the fly. One guy caught a king salmon on the fly. Wow. And out here in the saltwater, of course, we're still catching coho salmon. And yesterday, someone caught a 31.5-pound king salmon on a surface line right at Danger Point. How cool is that?
Well, that's awesome. Right there, 10 minutes from the lodge. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, we're still getting cod and rockfish and everything. But right now, the main focus is if you want to come to Whalers Cove Lodge, you got to start booking now. We're getting so filled up. It's becoming really popular. People that are coming here are telling their friends and their neighbors. And we just don't have as many slots as people want to come here. So if you want to come here in 2016 or 17 or join your trip, they better get online to whalerscovelodge.com and, take a look at what we have, what dates are available, or call guest services at 1-800-423-3123. Again, that's 1-800-423-3123, and get booked up for your trip coming up next year or another date.
Yeah, indeed. Whalers Cove has been discovered. And they found out that it is truly a Alaskan fishing paradise, and it's a great time. And we talked about it earlier. Our friend Skeet Simmons from Job Site Supply was there last week and just absolutely killed the big halibut on the self-guide. You can go fully guided with a great guide like John, who's super experienced on super comfortable boats, and it's fishing paradise. So get on it, either on our trip or any time in the season there. It's a good time and a great place and a great family up there. John, is this it? Are we going to hear from you next week?
Yeah, we've got 2 weeks to go.
Okay.
2 weeks from today, so we'll hear from me 2 more times. How's that?
All right, John, thanks a lot for the report from Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
All right, now it's time to head up to Pacific Edge in Huntington Beach. Talk to our man, our private boater buddy, Captain Mark Wish is on the line. He's our fishdope.com reporter. What's up, Mark?
Hey, Ricky. Good morning, P. Good morning, Aaron.
Hello.
Well, guys, our incredible season continues. The beat just goes on and on. We got all of our regular species biting full speed, and this week even a few new exotics showed up. Bullet tuna, shortbill spearfish, and even an Almaco jack caught off a kelp patty. It's just crazy, man. With our local water pushing like the mid to high 70s in some areas, and a couple more wahoo seen on kelps offshore, and the sport boats that are fishing the big yellows on the anchor on the coast up above Point Doom, hooking marlin almost every day. It's just, I think our El Nino situation is looking pretty solid. In terms of some more traditional marlin fishing areas, the sector moved a little bit, kind of pushed up off the ridge from above Catalina towards the 17, between the 17 and Doom, up there, kind of in the steamer lanes. It was good fishing, man. There was lots of fish caught up there this week. Good luck to all you tournament guys. The fish are coming up in the jigs in the morning, and guys are getting them on the drop backs there. Most of the fish that are being seen are behind the boat, not in front of the boat. And then when the afternoon the breeze comes up there, the tailors are coming up, and there's pretty good tailor fishing there. For the tuna, a huge spread of fish, but a little better on the outside this week. You know, there's bluefin. They're scattered all the way up above the west end of Catalina. Most guys aren't fishing up there, but some of the marlin guys are telling me they're seeing quite a bit of good grade bluefins up there. And then on that break that reformed below the east end, it runs down from the east end of Catalina toward the mackerel bank. It held that fish a few weeks ago, and that fell apart, and it kind of went deep, and it's all coming back together, and now it's pushing in closer to the ridge below Catalina outside the 277 there. So I'd be guessing that's going to be pretty interesting here today. But that whole sector from below the 499 to the mackerel bank down to the 289 was all looking really good yesterday. The fish dope guys got their airplane up, and Allie flew that whole zone, reported lots of fish. You should check out the pictures of all the fish that he saw yesterday on Fish Dope.
Oh, yeah, Ali, the super pilot and photographer now, he's got those amazing aerial photography on fishdope.com. Yeah.
And as a little sidebar here, you know, last year at this time, I'd reported that a guy might want to go in and check out, you know, fishing on the anchor at Clemente, because Clemente's kind of the new Guadalupe in this warm water pattern. And I would guess with conditions much the same this year, a guy could set up on the anchor there on some of those stock spots on the front side of Clemente, get some really nice elephant tuna. You know, history tends to repeat itself, so we'll see. And then closer to home, Catalina is loaded with big yellows, guys. Much of it's on the front side now. And, you know, if you just happen to be slow trolling a mackerel around the east end out there in 20 fathoms, I mean, you almost assuredly will hook that big yellow. You might hook a yellowfin tuna.
So crazy.
Stand a good chance at hooking a marlin, and who knows, maybe a rooster fish or something, too.
Yeah, you never know. Wow, Mark. Well, as you said, fishdope.com, the place to get your information, videos, sources, temperature charts, everything is there. And it's $169 a year for the entire year, 365 days. But if you're a new member and you use the code HOOKUP now, all lowercase, no space, you get $20 off. $149 for the entire year, and you get information from Mark and all the guys, Dave, and all the information that is the right information. And how do we find you, Mark?
Pete, we're in Huntington Beach on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger. Phone number at the store is 714-840-4262. The website, PacificEdgeTackle.com. And Ricky, them Wahoo gave us a slip, man. They saw a few, but nobody killed one of them bastards.
It's just going to have to.
Not yet.
It's going to have to be next week. Yeah. I'm feeling it. You know, when you look at the water temp charts on Fish Dope and you see that there's areas that are all the way up to 80 degrees and more in local waters. Like when the gradients is up to 80 degrees, like it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
One of my customers sent me a text last night with a picture of a water temp gauge out there on the 150, 79 point something. It's like, come on.
That's crazy.
What the heck is going on?
Yeah, really. Thanks, Mark. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
Okay, you got it, guys.
See you, Mark. All right, let's head on down to San Diego over to C4 Sport Fishing and talk to our buddy Marcos. Marcos, what's going on at C4?
Good morning. Still got some good fishing. Not quite seeing the same amount of yellowfin that we're seeing last week because the half day kind of tailed off there, which was going to happen. Can't have yellowfin fishing on the half day all the time. That would kind of spoil it. But they replaced that with some great bonito fishing. I mean, they're talking yesterday morning they had 120. Yesterday afternoon they had 186. Day before that in the morning they had 200, 145 in the afternoon. The Voyager on their half day chart got into action, some bonito there. And a lot of those are in the kind of 4 to 8 pounds. So some definitely bigger ones in there. Still catching some yellowtail. They had 12 total yesterday, 12 the day before that. And 6 the day before that. So we're definitely picking away at those. Still seeing the occasional Dorado. You see some calico bass, sand bass, rockfish. Great fishing. I mean, like I said, this is the half-day trip we're talking about here. This isn't the 3/4 day overnight trip. So great fishing there. The 3/4 day trips, they're still catching yellowfin, Dorado, skipjack, yellowtail. Some very good fishing on their trips also. Kind of what we've been seeing for the last few weeks here. Those overnight boats, again, lots of yellowfin, some Dorado in there, some skipjack, yellowtail. Just great fishing overall, kind of similar to what we've been seeing here on those. So low shifts on the half day. Fishing stayed great on those 3/4 days and overnights. Lots of options now, some great weather, and like we talk about every year, usually September, October bring great fishing. So I don't think this year is going to be any different. So definitely check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Have our full schedule up there for a half day, 3/4 day, 1 day, some longer trips up there also. You can always call us at the office here, 619-224-3383. I'm more than happy to get you guys set up and get you out there fishing.
Marcos, I just can't get over how good this season has just continued to roll on, man. I just, like you say, I mean, maybe a tick on a half-day tuna, which is crazy that we're even talking about, but just how good things continue to roll along. It's just awesome fishing at Seaforth, and there's just no reason this pace isn't going to just continue. And I know you mentioned it last week, but, you know, the times during the season of not needing a reservation are past. If you want to go fishing, even during the week, it's just critical to have a reservation in if you want to go fishing at a Seaforth.
Absolutely. And like I said, you can either do it online. You can do basically the same system we see there. You can enter all your information, do your payment online, or you can call the office. Either way, we'll get you out there fishing.
Awesome. Thanks, Marcos. Appreciate that report. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
Thanks, Marcos.
Right. Captain Art Taylor, the boss, is on the line.
I'm not here.
He's here.
Good morning.
He's here, Art. He's here. He came early. He was here before I was.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
Hey,
we got a sample of that 40 to 50 pound bluefin here this morning. We see quite a bit of fish. It's not biting all that great right now, but we got a sample, and so we're encouraged for today. And yesterday we started a 3-day trip off out looking for kelps, and we had pretty good action on good grade Dorado and some small tuna. We kept some for the galley, and we released a bunch and tagged a few, and so we had a daily limit of Dorado for everybody there yesterday, so that was fun, and in flat, calm, hot, sunny weather, and today we're out here towards San Clemente Island trying for these bluefin, and so things are going pretty well so far.
So let me get this straight. I saw you pull away from the dock, about 11-ish or something like that yesterday, and you were fishing,
that's correct,
catching Dorado and tuna in the afternoon.
Yeah, we got some bait, some beautiful sardines from Irvingham, and we started fishing there 20 miles from Point Loma. We had a kelp where we got a half a dozen nice big Dorado and released some tuna, and then went a little bit further south, 15 miles or so, and there was an area of some good-sized kelps, and we just went from kelp patty to kelp patty, getting a few at a time, and we had fun. It was great.
Awesome, man. Well, we talked about that 7-day trip, still having 7 spots left, and the free gift for those that are Let's Talk Hookup listeners, a big bag of giveaway tackle for signing up on that, October 24th through 31. Aaron, we were talking about Wahoo. What do you think? Wahoo on a 7-day in late October, is it going to happen?
Well, there's certainly a good chance. There's already a good sign. I think that there's been wahoo at Alejos Rock since last year. I think, all the guys on long trips there in January and February were going by there and getting wahoo, and there's a sign of wahoo there right now. So I think that the chances are pretty good. I like the chances for them offshore on kelp patties with Dorado, too. So we're looking forward to getting down there.
All right, Art Taylor live aboard the Searcher. Aaron's doing an excellent job filling for you here, and I think I'd rather be on the water. I don't know about you, with flat, calm conditions and the fish are biting. Nice to hear from you, Art, from the Searcher. Keep getting them.
Good luck, boss. Okay, thanks a lot. Just want to give a shout-out to Aaron. We're blessed to have him aboard and part of the team and part of the family, and he does a great job for us, and runs the boat when I'm not there, so it's a big relief to have somebody like him that can take over.
All right, thank you. Good luck. Have fun. Don't break anything.
All right. Yeah, you tell the boss, hey, don't break anything because I got to fix it.
I know the
right?
guy that fixes it, yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump back in the phone.
You got it. How about we jump back in? And this time we're going to talk to Mario, who's calling us from Rancho Cucamonga. Hi, Mario. Welcome to the show.
Morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Thank you. I have a reel that I'm setting up for fishing 100-pound Spectra with short top shot, and I'm looking for a rail rod that's got somewhat of a soft tip, so I'm not going to pull too many hooks. And I'm kind of leaning towards a CalStar 770 heavy or extra heavy, and I just wanted to get your suggestion, your recommendations for that 80 to 100-pound rod.
I think that you're right on. I think that CalStar 770 XH would be a really good rod for that. I like it a lot. I would say that one rod that I was lesser of a fan of, and now I really, really like, is Shimano has a new Therese rail rod that was redesigned for this year, and it's a 7'2" extra heavy, and I really like that a lot too.
Both Rockcod Rick and I had a hand in the design of those new rail rods too, and we told Robbie, this is what you need to build, and he built it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's bitching. It pulls really, really good. I got to take it on the long trip last year and catch some big ones, and Pete, I know you did the same, and so I really like that too. I definitely wouldn't say that your original thought of a CalStar is wrong by any means, but I think like anything, when you're looking to get a rod like that, especially, you're talking a big fish rail rod, you're going to be investing some money in it, and I think that what you owe yourself is to grab 4 or 5 of the right rods by all of the appropriate manufacturers and get yourself somebody at your local tackle store that's pretty familiar with pulling on big fish rods and go through every one, because the way that I pull is different than the way that Pete pulls, and that's different than the way that Aaron pulls, and all of those rods are quote-unquote right for fishing 100-pound, but they're all going to be different and, more or less comfortable to an individual. But I'd say your thoughts of a CalStar 770 XH are right on, and then also as well as that Therese 72 extra heavy, but you got to make sure it's the new one. And you'll know with the black guides. That would be the difference between that one and the older one.
The black guides versus the silver guides.
Yeah, exactly. Not that the ones with the silver guides are not right. I just particularly like the new one better than I like the older one.
There's no question.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we helped.
Well, it's a whole lot more right.
Yeah, it is. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right. How about we jump again back into the phones, talk to Charlie. He's calling us from Gardena this morning. Hey, Charlie, welcome to the show.
All right. Good morning, Charlie.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hey, I have a question about, I had an unfortunate situation happen to me in my last overnight trip. Anyway, we booked early, and we got put on the back end of a charter. So, we were not told that, and then we showed up early, and they made us board the boat last. So my question is there a governing body that we could complain to?
Well, I think your governing body is your pocketbook. Just don't ride that boat anymore. There's plenty of good quality boats, and, just, do your government with your pocketbook and go ride another boat.
Yeah, you can go on our September 11th to 13th day-and-a-half trip.
Yeah, I just looked at that.
Yeah.
Well, it's just kind of a bad deal. The reason I chose that boat is because that was the only available boat on a weekend, and it's the only time these guys could go.
Well, and that's a tough one,
Okay, well,
yeah,
it's always great listening to your show. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the call. Appreciate that very much. But, that's, there's a lot of great boats. But this year, the problem is, if you want to go last minute, you kind of got to get the scraps, right?
That's what I was just going to say.
Early. Absolutely.
You want the quality stuff like the Searcher, you got to book early.
And no way of knowing a scenario at all, and I don't. But just and I don't have anything to do with it. Being in the tackle store, I see what goes on the reservation side, and I'm definitely not saying that this was that last gentleman scenario, but I do see it a lot of exactly as you just described. Maybe there's a charter, and this charter group booked the boat 6 months ago, and you know what? Last second, he had 4 guys drop off. If you want to go fishing on the weekend right now, you can't do it. Fisherman's Landing, I know, was booked for every single spot over the weekend. We have been probably since before last week.
Will be for the next month.
And then all of a sudden a charter guy says, hey, you know what? I'm 4 spots short on my trip. If you guys can sell them for me, I'd be stoked. Boom. They're in the business of making everybody happy. So here's 4 anglers that want to go fishing. Hey, man, we got a spot on this particular charter boat, whichever one it is. We can get them to you. But that is just how it's going to be, Pete. Like you said, you're kind of getting, I wouldn't call it the scraps, but you're certainly not going to board the boat before this guy's private charter. More so, you're just stoked that you're getting an opportunity to go. You're probably getting to go on a lighter load than normal. So not saying that that's his scenario or not, but I could definitely see where the 4 open party spots that were part of a private charter would probably board beyond that. Not saying it's right or wrong, but I could totally see that scenario happening.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, our buddy Ron Lane from Fast Lane Kayaks in Mission Bay. Ron, it hasn't been very busy down there, has it?
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Boy, I've seen those charter boats out behind the store. They just every day just booked. Bringing in all kinds of fish. It's been great.
Yeah, it's been great. And people catching fish from the kayaks, right?
Oh, that's just amazing. I keep getting all these photos, clients sending me tuna that they're catching on kayaks.
Yeah, it's pretty outrageous.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I mean, we used to have to drive miles and miles to get a tuna. Now they're jumping in the boat and off of La Jolla Shores.
So rad.
There you go. Catch yellowtail off the pier in OB.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing year. I'm just so blown away. It's so great for the industry to have such a great year. I hope we're not spoiled.
Yeah, we are. Hey, Ron, you have a very special fishing mission, which you never do in the summer, but this is a special one that is happening this coming Tuesday, right? Tell us about it.
That's right, Tuesday, and I've got 3 spots left. And you know who I just booked? I booked Rosie Flowers.
Rosie Flowers
right on.
is going
Cool.
from Fisherman's Processing. How about that?
Yeah, they're gonna. They said they only had 1 boat coming in, so they're gonna come down and join us. It's gonna be a great day. We've got the Hobie fishing team, all their experts. We're gonna have as many guides as we have clients. Probably. It's gonna be a great day. Now we're using brand new Pro Angler 14s and brand new Outbacks with that new Vantage seat.
All of them.
The boats are going to be top of the line.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah, because this is a Hobie-sponsored event. They're bringing the big guns in from Hobie, right?
Yeah, this will be fun. They're checking out our fishing mission because they're running a program called the First Cast. This is a program aimed at getting that client. And I know there's a lot of guys listening to the show right now that say, well, gosh, I'd really like to go try a kayak. But I don't know what to bring. I don't know what I need. Well, this is the way to do it. You don't need anything. And you'll have experts teaching you exactly about the boats and about fishing off the boats in Mission Bay. So it'll really be a fun day.
And you may be a star in the TV show, right?
Well, that could happen too. I mean, I know they go through a lot of editing, but they are going to be filming this one. So
how does one get involved and grab one of those last spots?
Well, they just we open the store today at 9, and they can call the shop. It's only $100, and if you ever buy a boat from me, that $100 comes off the price of the boat. So it's kind of a win-win. If you're looking to get a Hobie pedaling kayak, there's a way you can try it, maybe make your debut on the television, and at any rate, you just call the store at 619-222-0766, and we'll be open at 9.
Yeah, and how many spots left?
I think there's 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
I mean,
that's
probably,
it.
Yeah. Well, we like to go with around 15 people.
Okay.
And we're going to have just really great guys. I mean, Kevin Nakata is going to come down and guide. Morgan Prominent.
Oh.
We've got
all the
Keaton.
Superstars.
Yeah, it'll be really fun. And these guys are such great fishermen, and it's just fun to go fishing with them.
Yeah, and this is kind of a showcase for Hobie for their new TV show on the NBC Sports Network. So you want to be a part of this thing. $100, you get to fish with the superstars of kayak fishing. And I've fished the fishing mission before. They're so much fun. If you haven't done it, this is good. This is a good one here. I'm sorry I'm missing.
Well,
yeah,
and it's an easy, it's an easy day.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So call the shop.
Debbie's homemade cookies.
Oh, yeah. Call the shop. Talk to Ron or one of the guys at Fast Lane Kayaks. Give us the number one more time.
It's 619-222-0766.
All right, Ron. Good job.
Hey,
Fishing
thanks,
Mission.
guys.
Fast Lane. Talk to you soon.
You guys are the best. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. It's Captain Aaron Remy from The Searcher on Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Have you ever imagined casting a fly or a lure on one of the most beautiful and productive rivers in Alaska? At Katmai Lodge, you can catch up to all 5 species of Pacific salmon. The king, sockeye, chum, pink, and silver salmon, along with rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, dolly varden, and other native stream fish. When anglers dream of trophy salmon and trout, the Alagnak River is their destination, and Katmai Lodge is the premier base camp. Being the original river-based lodge on the Alagnak gives the facility a leg up on the competition. Both experienced and novice anglers have rated Katmai Lodge and its knowledgeable guides as the best of the best. Katmai Lodge is remote, yet offers all the amenities of a first-class lodge. During your Alaska visit, you'll see amazing wildlife, brown bears, caribou, eagles, moose, otters, and much more. Schedule a day trip on their private de Havilland Otter Float Plane and visit the world-famous Brooks Falls. Book online at katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326. That's katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326 for the fishing adventure of a lifetime. Mark your calendar for the big event. The Longfin in Orange is having their annual Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, September 12th. It's their biggest sale ever, with over 20 manufacturer representatives setting up booths in the Longfin parking lot, all bringing unbelievable sale prices. Meet representatives from Shimano and Power Pro and take advantage of unheard savings on selected Shimano products, including Shimano rods and reels, G Loomis rods, and Power Pro lines. See what's new from Shimano, like the Terramar rod series. Get tremendous savings on fresh and saltwater tackle from every manufacturer. Bring your reel and get it serviced for free with minimum purchase. Plus, you can win big in the raffle with hundreds of giveaways. Unbelievable prices for this one-day only sale. Saturday, September 12th from 7 to 7 at the Longfin, 2730 East Chapman, just off the 55 freeway in Orange. For directions or more information, check out the website at thelongfin.com. It's Yamaha's Super Sizzlin' Summer Sales Event. For limited time, eligible new 60 to 350 horsepower 4-strokes include 2 free years of Yamaha extended service. And eligible new 2.5 to 50 horsepower 4-strokes include up to $3,000 in dealer credit. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Offer ends August 31st, 2015. Subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Fisherman's Landing has been the choice of sport fishing anglers for decades, with the largest fleet of long-range boats worldwide, complemented by Southern California's finest charter and open party fleet. Now is the time to book your long-range trips and charters, plus half-day trips aboard the Dolphin. Go to fishermanslanding.com and see trip availability, and even book your trip online. Stop by or call Fisherman's Landing in San Diego and book now at fishermanslanding.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest that's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
A lot of fishing to talk about, so let's jump into those phones.
Bob and Santee, thanks for hanging in there. A very patient caller. Bob, welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up, Bob?
First off, I want to thank you guys. You guys have just made me so much of a better fisherman with all the information that I get every week. I went on a day-and-a-half trip last week, got some nice yellowfin, got some nice dorado. Never even had to touch the fish. I mean, how nice is that? They picked them up, Fisherman's Processing, picked them right up there, and I had them, clean them and everything. I had one of the yellowfin smoked, and oh my God, it was so nice to actually get done with a fishing trip and not have to deal with cleaning fish.
Yeah,
I'm with you, man. That's
there's
sweet.
nothing like going to Fisherman's Processing. Did you get any tuna burgers?
No, I didn't. I didn't know about it at the time, so
next time.
Hindsight.
That was the tuna burger thing. I always thought was a cool idea, but never followed through, never done too much of it. And then on our last trip, we got some done. It's awesome. I mean, It's really cool. There's nothing to it other than firing the package open and throwing them on the grill, and they're really good. And it's like I said, I'm kind of a lame chef, and it's pretty rad to be able to make something cool for everybody that I mean, they're really good, and I mean, there is nothing to it. I mean, you literally fire them on the grill and get some rad,
Pull them
tuna
out of the
burger
freezer.
makings. Yeah,
I mean, you don't even have to defrost them.
Yeah, it's awesome, and you fire out something cool for everybody. It's really cool. I mean, I'm with you that their smoked fish and jerky is so good that's always the route I've gone before, but it's worth a shot on the next one, Bob, for sure. Once you get hooked on the Fisherman's Processing treatment and you're going there anyways, it's worth a shot on your next load of yellowfins.
Absolutely. My question, though, is what happened with those big bluefin tuna? I hear that they're getting some of them on the boats, the smaller grade, but what happened? Do we even know where the bigger bluefin tuna moved off to?
They're still around. There's reports of them being seen every once in a while. It's just, it's the scenario of getting them to bite or even get a reaction from them. I know a few trips back I was running the boat, and you couldn't go 10 minutes without seeing a big school of those things, but they would just sink out as quick as you drove over the top of them. You just see them on the meter sounding straight out. So it's still around. It's just the fact of finding one that wants to bite.
Bluefin are just bluefins, and always, I mean, that's a very notoriously difficult fish to get to go. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's obviously when they want to bite, it's great, but for the most part, I've noticed that bluefins tend to not bite as much as you see them. Obviously, you can't make them bite, but
and the fact that we're still catching bluefin in this warm water is amazing.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's pretty amazing that they didn't leave a month ago. That we're still seeing them. So yeah, I mean, it's not the season anymore, basically.
Right.
It's yellowfin time.
Exactly. You'd generally think the water temperature would be straight yellowfin, but
what'd you say? Somebody saw 79 degrees.
I mean, the temperature charts, like when you look at the daytime shot, and obviously there's surface temp that's increased with this crazy hot weather, but like the temperature gauge on the charts is like at 81 degrees. Now, granted, I'm not trying to say that the water's 81 degrees everywhere, but just the fact that you're even seeing that on a temp chart it's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Hey, Bob, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, how about we jump right back into him? This time we're going to talk to Edward. He's calling us in Costa Mesa. Hi, Edward. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys. How's everybody?
Good.
Doing great, Ed.
Hey, Aaron. Working on my skills, man, and one of these days, Captain Aaron, working on my skills, and one day I'll be able to book one of these multi-day trips. But, hey, I'd like to thank you guys, man. A couple of weeks ago, you guys had Shimano, I think it was Shimano Mike, and with your suggestions, I went ahead and purchased the Torium 20 and matched it up with the Terramar West Coast Series, the 80X HBs.
Nice.
I might have looked foolish out in the park casting that thing and practicing and learning how to do it. But, man, when I got on my first trip, I was keeping up with the big guys out there flinging my baits out there. So I'm totally pleased with castability.
That's awesome.
Here's the deal that I went on and they caught a fair amount of fish on that boat, and I walked out with this on my house, a stripe on my back, wondering, okay, what the problem was. Well, I was listening to these, older guys bicker about fluorocarbon on stuff. So, one guy was saying fluoro's the best for a top shot. I went out and bought some Seagar and put it on this past week. I went out, and it was a slow day on the boat, man, but I hooked up, got myself my first yellowfin, my first Dorado, and I'm just wondering, what is the difference between the two lines? I mean, how is the fluorocarbon so much better? It may be a coincidence that I was just the lucky one on board, but it seems to make a difference. Can you explain that?
Aaron?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to let the tackle guy explain that. As far as the fluorocarbon, it nowadays it kind of seems that everyone has it. I mean, like you said, the older guys on the boat, they're old school. I mean, some of them, if you let them, they'd probably still use the leather pad thumb drags on their stuff. But, I mean, it's hard to say now. It's we just kind of recommend that everyone has it. I mean, it makes less reflection in the water, so the line is a little less visible to where it helps. So there's not much.
Get a little better of a bite. And the abrasion resistance is a huge factor, especially when you're dealing with fish with teeth like yellowfin and bluefin.
Absolutely,
right?
Even Dorado. A lot of people don't realize things have some teeth on those things.
Yeah.
We see people. Oh, I'm going to fish Dorado with my 15-pound. I'm like, why? You're going to get bit off. But anyways, different story.
Yeah, I noticed some teeth, and I was using the 20-pound, 30-pound, and I got bit on the 20-pound on there too.
Nice.
Dorado 30-pound, but I think it was a great experience. So I really appreciate you guys.
One thing I want to back up for a second. You said you're not ready for a long-range trip. Come on, man. Long-range trips are the best education you could possibly get on the water.
Or you could could even just, get the long-range experience with us on the Searcher on a day and a half. I mean, we don't treat people any different on a 7-day trip or a day-and-a-half trip. I mean, if you want to get a taste of what long-range fishing is like with, the cooking, the crew, the staterooms, you can definitely dip your feet in the water there on that 7-day, on a day and a half we have on September 11th through 13th. And then
spots available?
Yeah, that's
really?
Actually, it's kind of just opened up now. You can book now at fishermanslanding.com. But that'll definitely give you a feel for what long-range fishing would be like. And then, if you go on a day and a half, just imagine that 4 or 5 or 6 days longer. And there's no difference in the way the crew is or the food. I mean, you get the same food and same crew. We kind of have a core group.
Get spoiled.
You do. I mean, it's nice. I mean, we have a core group of guys that have been crew members. Our newest guys just got there he's been there for a year, and then our other newest guy's been there for 5 years, and then the other guy's 10, and I've been there for 15 years. So I mean, it's our core group of guys that we've been there for a while, and we know what's up. And so I mean, if you want to get a taste of long range fishing.
What about experience level, like he's talking about? He's a new angler. Does a guy need to have more experience before he comes on a longer trip?
No. I mean, honest to God, I prefer people that are newer. I mean, I've always said,
First fishing trip.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's great because we could mold you the way that we see fishing that needs to be done. So, I mean, it's like,
get more attention on a long range.
Yeah, you do get more attention. You get more time, but also at the same time as, the newbies are great because they listen. They don't have the pride of, I've been fishing for 35 years, I know what I'm doing, but okay, you're on your own, not necessarily, but you get someone that's new, we're gonna set you up and show you the ropes on how to catch a fish as best as possible because we want you to have fun and want you to come back and enjoy yourself.
There you go. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right. Hey, let's jump right back into it. We're going to talk to Paul. He's calling from Bellflower. Hi, Paul. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Paul.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Great. Nice to hear from you.
Okay. My question for the skipper is, how did he get his start? When did he start, and how did he get involved?
Hey, you said the Searcher is the first and only boat you've been on.
Absolutely.
Wow,
Working-wise,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's kind of a funny story. I mean, I've said it a few times to different people. I was actually delivering pizza before this, and I used to freshwater bass fish a bunch, and my friend worked on another sport boat at the time, and we used to fish a bunch. He's like, why don't you get a job on the boat? You like to fish so much. And I was like, well, why not? I'll give it a try. And I actually tried to get a job on another boat, and it didn't work out, and I'm glad it didn't work out because I'm at home now. And I started out as a dishwasher, a galley assistant, and worked a couple of trips there, and then slowly worked up, got my time to got my license, and then shortly after getting my license, Art handed me the keys and said, good luck, have fun, and don't break anything. It's kind of our ongoing saying that we say to each other, whoever's driving. And I've had my license now, let's see, my second issue, so I think that's like 13 years now I've had my license. And
awesome.
Yeah, it's
That's a cool story. I had no idea that you started as the assistant dishwasher.
Oh, yeah. It was, I remember, it's funny because my grandfather used to be the cook on the Searcher in the early 90s. And
Your grandfather?
Yeah, my grandfather.
Really?
His name was Mitch.
Worked for Frank Lopresti?
No, for Art.
For Art? Okay,
Really?
Art still owned it in the early 90s.
So I've known Art since I was like 7 or 8, and used to go fishing every once in a while with my dad. And so it was funny is when I originally started, I remember Art when I was a kid. I'm going to call him, and, this is before internet and, smartphones. And we actually had the home phone number for Art and Celia in my dad's own phone book. And I called that number, and, it was before, and I get a message back, do not call this number again. It was Celia, because I called her home line. She's like, don't call this number, call the office number. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry.
Cool. That's funny.
Yeah,
and Art and Celia are two of the finest people around.
Best in the whole world.
Nicest, greatest people around.
Absolutely. Sure. We consider ourselves family amongst, the crew.
It's a good family.
It is. We say Team Searcher, and we treat everyone like family members, and especially our passengers. We try to say that you're going to walk off the boat with, 20-some new friends, including the crew of the Searcher as your friends. You can always call or come back, and we look forward to having you back.
I'll say, too, just another one, too, that the addition of Jen has been really fun to see in the tackle store. I mean, just another person helping behind the scenes that's been awesome and super friendly. And you guys, you do, like, you really make the whole family atmosphere of, you know, from when you're signing in up top with, you know, with Jen and Celia, and then get on the boat and see all the boys and see Art and Aaron, and it's just, it's like a full family fun atmosphere the entire time. It's cool. It's very cool to get to watch.
Thanks a lot for the call, Paul. Appreciate that very much.
All right, next up we're going to talk to Sam. He's calling from Irvine this morning. Hi, Sam. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning. I just want to, I had a question about this year, but I wanted to say thanks to Aaron. I went out on their 3-day Turner sponsored trip and had a great time. I actually, you know, I was a day and a half guy, 3/4, but, you know, I learned how to fish. So you have so much time, I learned how to fish with a rod under my arm instead of planting it, and, you know, that was a good thing. And he didn't mention that, you know, if you bring you refer a friend, you get a gift. I got a gift package. I won stuff on the raffle, and I caught a bunch of fish, and that was all great. So,
fantastic.
Great time.
That's
the sonar thing.
program?
Yeah, Searcher offers new anglers rewards. So if you bring someone that's never been on the boat before, you get yourself a little gift on the boat, and then your name goes in the hat to win a chance for a free rod and reel and a spot on a 3-day.
Wow.
That's right.
Just for bringing someone that hasn't been on the boat before.
That's a nice deal.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that was good. But anyway, you know, I learned a lot about my gear being on a longer trip, and you know, I saw Aaron's, you know, jig stick hanging up there, and you know, that was a nice thing. But what would be the 3? I heard you talking about 2 speeds, and some people say you don't need them, and I do have them. But what would be your 3 outfits? You know, everyone says you only need 3, but what would be your top 3 outfits that you would bring on your 3-day trip?
A 3-day trip, I would bring a 25, a 30, and a 40-pound setup. That would be your best setups there. 40-pound with a 2-speed, the 30-pound 2-speed's optional, and then the 25-pound doesn't necessarily have to be a 2-speed setup. In my opinion, when you get a lighter line and you start clicking your reel into low gear, I see more fish breaking off with lighter line because, yeah, you're turning the handle, but in my opinion, you're just stretching the line out to break it because if the fish is kind of tugging on the opposite direction, I think you break your line. But a 30-pound, 40-pound, you know, I'm kind of a fan of little longer rods. You know, my personal favorite setup is actually a 7400 heavy with a 2-speed with 40-pound on it. And
All-Star Graphiter?
Yes.
Is that a 8-foot rod?
It's 7-foot.
7-foot rod. Okay.
And, you know, that's my hook and hand rod for people, especially with like what Art was catching right now, that 40, 50-pound bluefin. That thing is amazing because it's a little longer, and, you know, you could just put it on the rail, put it in low gear, and that fish just comes right up to the surface. You know, let the rod do the work, and with a little longer rod, you don't have to worry about your line rubbing on the boat as much. I mean, so I'm a fan of 7-foot rods or a little bit longer for bait fishing, but a 25, 30, and a 40-pound setup. And nowadays with, you know, that 7400 is rated from 30 to 80 pound. So, I mean, if you have Spectra, 65-pound Spectra backing and say there are bigger fish there, you could easily switch the 50-pound, switch your top shot, and we have all that line stuff on the boat. So, you know, if there was a chance of catching bigger ones, you know, we have the line right on the boat to swap it out, and, you know, you're ready to go.
All right. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Don in Woodland Hills, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Don, thanks for hanging in there with us.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for joining us.
I just want to call in and thank Captain Aaron and Art and Celia for just 2 fantastic years of being able to ride on their boat. The crew is fantastic. Just everything they do is top-notch. And in my opinion, there is no better boat to ride out there than the Searcher.
Oh, thank you very much. That means a lot to us.
All right. Thanks, Don. That's nice of you to say. Appreciate the call.
All right. How about next up we talk to Doug, calling us from Montebello. Doug, good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hi. I was just wondering, on these trips that like on a normal, say, albacore year, where the fish are way out there, when do you pull a crapshoot and when to go out there further than you need to go?
I'm sorry. I cut out there.
No, how far?
Basically, I think he was just saying, when do you make the decision to go offshore looking for something else? Like, what is it that, you know, if that fish is farther off the beach, like, what makes you leave an area where maybe you catching and things are starting to slow down to go find new area?
Oh, that would definitely, you know, mainly on water temperatures. You know, you look at a temp chart and you'd see an edge. And an edge is basically where a temperature break changes from, for example, 73 to 72. And then you would want to go and you'd bounce back and forth on the warm and the cooler side and hopefully bump into something along with either a kelp, because it could be a current that's changing it or whatever. And so generally, in years in the past when those elusive unicorn albacore were around, that was kind of the general rule of thumb. You'd find a temp break and you'd bounce back and forth from the warm and cool side. But that would make me want to pull away from an area. But we have also saying is we don't leave fish to find fish. And obviously if we've done very well and we've got our quota on a certain species, that would make us want to go on a flyer there and try to find some new area, new country to fish.
There you go. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Dane in Agora Hills, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, Dane? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi,
Dane.
Hey.
Well, I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, thanks.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I went aboard the Searcher on a 3-day Iserline sponsored trip.
Nice.
I had a blast. I caught my first Dorado. It was 23 pounds. It was unbelievable. The crew's awesome. The deckhands are great.
Dorado.
Thomas and Kenny and Joe and Ed and Dave in the kitchen. It was just unbelievable. And Aaron did a awesome job running the boat, put us all on fish, and I just had an unbelievable time, and I just can't wait to go back. So.
Well, we do have that day and a half. We've been selling spots on the trip. We have one spot available. Actually, right now you can squeeze on there. September 11th.
Oh, really? There's only one spot. You just got enough
level. Yeah,
that's right.
And do you
That's
book
cool.
that at fishermanslanding.com?
Yeah, fishermanslanding.com. Yeah.
And that is September 11th?
Through the 13th.
11th through the 13th.
Yeah.
So.
I would love to fill that spot, but, I mean, I would feel bad for my dad who wouldn't come with me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel that bad, though.
All
That's
right,
cool, Dane. Nice going.
Thanks
All
for
right,
being a
thanks, guys.
first-time caller and long-time listener. Join us again. Thanks for the call.
All right.
Angel from Oceanside. You're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Angel. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Great. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great. I just wanted to give a praise again. You know, everyone's doing it this morning. That's awesome. But I had such a great time when I went on my day and a half. The crew's excellent. Treated everyone like family. It was awesome. I never had so much fun on a boat, and it was a taste of the long-range scene, you know, and I'm looking forward to more. It's awesome.
That's great. Yeah, it's there's nothing like going on a quality boat like the Searcher on a day and a half trip. Day and a half is like almost like this season has been like the perfect trip, right?
Right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It definitely gives you an all-day fishing. I mean, it's being this close to home. I mean, there's day and a half in the past where we had to leave early because we're so far south. But you know, you're fishing from sunrise to sunset, and you know it's awesome.
True sun up to sundown fishing.
You get a full day of fishing. There's no question about that.
Now, in previous years, you left at 4 o'clock on a day and a half. Is you still doing that?
Yeah, we do.
Wow.
We still do.
Wow. Whereas most day and a halves would leave at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or something.
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
You guys leave early. Give it plenty of time to get out there.
This year,
have a nice meal on the boat
absolutely.
on the way out.
Yeah, dinner is served on the way out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
It's a nice experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out what lucky guy's going fishing on a 3/4-day trip aboard the San Diego to Seaforth Sport Fishing. More great Let's Talk Hookup action coming your way. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup, Mighty 1090.
No matter the fishing conditions, count on the Seagar family of fluorocarbon leader material to help you catch more fish. Fluoro Premier has a smaller diameter with the highest break strength. Plus, it is super soft. When bites are tough, tie on Fluoro Premier. Blue Label is tough as nails with incredible abrasion resistance and impact strength. And new Pink Label is the choice for tough light conditions, giving you a little more visibility for better line control. Pick up a spool of Seagar at your favorite tackle dealer or visit Seagar.com.
My Angler H2O. I will scent my lure with pride. And hope my boss doesn't notice the tan. I will outmaneuver drought-exposed sunken boats and outlast the hard-fighting largemouth bass. I will save water at home for better fishing out here and always wear my life jacket.
What's your H2O? Tell us at BoatCalifornia.com. The California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways reminds you to wear it, California.
Here's John Ireland
for Rancho Leonero.
Ranch is small, It's very personal, very intimate. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could have the old Baja feel and have all those miles of beachfront, the palapa roofs and the stone walls. There's not a room that you don't have some kind of ocean view. You don't give up any amenities at the ranch. It's just very rustic. You know how when you cook outdoors it tastes better? Well, that's Rancho Leonero. It just tastes better. We have paddle boards, we've got kayaks, we've got snorkeling equipment, of course. We've got 12 super pongas. We have dive trips. We've got over 40 kayaks at the hotel. We've got all accurate equipment, very top of the line. And when the fishing's good, we'll freeze your fish, pack it all up, send it home with you. People love it. They'll come back 5-6 times a year. That's the highest accolade we can get. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. It's unique.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, rush!
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Well, as we do every time, we take every single caller, put them upside down, mix them all up. Aaron pulls one out, and the winner was Dane, who was excited to go fishing. So, Dane, congratulations. You're going to go on a 3/4 day trip aboard the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, but you better make sure Dad gets a day off to go fishing with you.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
And
Congratulations.
Of course, yeah, you want to go on the San Diego, you got to book in advance because it's popular and they're
Booked
catching
out, man.
fish. And Captain Ryan Boshin, man, that guy catches them.
He gets them.
Good luck out there, and good luck to you. And Aaron, I guess sold out. Day and a half sold out, right?
Yeah, we just sold
Right
that
here.
spot.
Yeah, but
Sorry, Dane.
there's usually a waiting list, right?
Yes, there is the chance for a waiting list, absolutely.
People,
and if
things
you
change.
want
And that's
our-
7-day, too. I mean,
Yeah, there's a 7-day. Those
Yeah.
are awesome. That's
That end of October 7-day.
Yeah.
And it's usually limited load, great, I mean, stateroom accommodations, great food, awesome crew.
Absolutely.
It's a good deal.
We take care of you.
Yeah, there's no question. Are you running the 7-day?
I don't know that yet.
Yeah, you find out.
I don't know. When I come back, I have a feeling I'm going to be running the boat. for
You're
a
running
while.
a whole lot.
Yeah. You get a few days off, and then it's Art's time to get off. But,
Exactly.
Yeah, but in the meantime, if you want to book a trip on the Searcher, what's the best way?
Searchersportfishing.com, or you can call the office at 619-226-2403. And then our new 2016 schedule is coming out soon, so you could join the e-newsletter or go to contact page at searchersportfishing.com and sign up for the Off the Hook new e-letter.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
bring a friend, and you get the sonar. You got a chance to win some great prizes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Aaron. Great job. Appreciate that.
Thanks, guys, for
very
having me.
much.
Good job,
And
Aaron. Awesome.
want to remind you, a week from the day, we'll be at El Cajon Ford for our final San Diego County Ford dealer live remote. That's a week from the day at El Cajon Ford. But we'll be back in the studio tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. The tackle guru extraordinaire, Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, will be in here talking fishing, talking tackle, all that good stuff. Stay tuned. Del Mar Saturday is next right here on the Mighty 1090.